Paul Heyman now enters the chat. He first tried to use Eddie when producing a television pilot for Jim Crockett in Austin, Texas in the summer of 1993, but Eddie couldn't do it because of a booking conflict. Just before the Worlds Collide show, Heyman called Love Machine about bringing the team to ECW to work a program with Public Enemy. On November 23rd, a shade over 2 weeks after the Worlds Collide show, Art Barr and his son went to sleep in the afternoon, and Art never woke up. He was 28 years old. So that was actually Art's last match, that tag match.
Wow, I did not know that. That is so incredibly sad.
Yes. And even worse is that I read through what was reported, and like the coroner basically said they think that it was bad Mexican pain pills and alcohol. But like, it was just very strange. You know what I mean? A few days later, due to the state of Mexico's economy, so what happened here is the peso is being heavily devalued and Eddie's being paid in US dollars. So because the peso is so devalued compared to the dollar, Eddie is needing to be paid like 10 times what everybody else is. And the company told him that they could no longer afford him and he was let go. So another whirlwind of tragedy that Eddie loses his tag team partner and one of his best friends, and then loses one of his jobs, almost back to back.
It feels like how many times we have to see like tragedy throughout Eddie's life, and like it just feels like it's just starting.
And he's a resilient fella, man, but you wonder where some of these demons and things come from, right? Like,
right.
I hate to say it, but that's, people self-medicate or do whatever, and it's a shame. So we are now in the ECW time frame. So Benoit and Malenko both pushed Heyman to bring Eddie to ECW. Upon doing so, Heyman's idea was to put the TV title on him right away, beating Too Cold Scorpio and dedicating the win to Art Barr.
And this is actually where Eddie started using the frog splash as his finisher as a tribute to Barr.
Really cool, dude.
It is really cool. I had no idea about that until I read that.
Yep, and especially in seeing that tag match, because Barr, Eddie did the suplex or the Hurricane Rana or whatever, and Barr would finish him with the frog splash.
That's so cool. That is so cool. I had no idea that was a tribute to Barr.
Yes. And the saddest part is people do it for Eddie now.
Right.
Now people get up and shake their shoulders and do it for Eddie. Dude, this world.
Yes.
So his first big program would then be with Malenko. The two won the Feud of the Year in the Observer Awards in 1995, as John had said earlier. So dude, check this out, okay? Heyman's actual long-term booking plan was for Chris Benoit to win the ECW title in late 95, and then they would do Eddie versus Benoit for the belt as the main event of ECW's first pay-per-view show. However, by the end of 95, Benoit, Guerrero, and Malenko all went to WCW. This also delayed ECW's first pay-per-view by a year. And the reason that Eddie wrestled Benoit on the initial one-night stand in 2005 is because Heyman finally had a chance to book his first pay-per-view main event on a pay-per-view card.
Literally, as you said that, I got goosebumps. Could you imagine ECW's launch if it would have been Benoit versus Eddie? Like, it was Taz versus Sabu, which is still good, but imagine Taz and Sabu as not just the main event, but like a co-main
on the card.
Event.
Yeah, just on the card.
Oh my word! I feel like my head just blew off my body.
And that's it. Heyman was adamant that match be on the first one night stand, because he never got a chance to book it and he wanted to book it now.
And we say all these things about how bad things ended with Heyman and ECW, but he is a good guy.
Well, he is a terrible businessman.
Great
and
guy.
An awesome creative mind, freaking genius. And we're going to get to that in a minute. So